Hey, Gemini, Intuitive Soul Coach here with your August 2024 monthly reading. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning, and welcome if you're new. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, Gemini. Now, I'm hearing a message around distractions. Don't let distractions throw you off of your path. Okay, so perhaps some of you have felt distracted in some way, shape, or form, but Spirit is sending you signs and symbols. And I feel like these signs, symbols, synchronicities, some of you are dreaming as well. I feel like you are being guided to pay attention because your intuition is highlighted this month, and there is a major breakthrough coming in. I feel like there's a breakthrough towards a new beginning, and I'm hearing Metallica's song, Turn the Page. I believe Bob Seger also sang that song, but I'm hearing Metallica singing it. I mean, maybe some of you live east of Omaha, but I feel like there's a new chapter coming in to your world. Look at that. Judgment. This is Turn the Page. This is Second Chance. It's an earned reward. You've been working really hard. Some of you, this has to do with career because one of your themed cards for the month of August is career. So there could be a breakthrough in terms of money. If you felt like things were a little bit chaotic, a little bit stuck, or some of you are missing the signs in some way, shape, or form, there's a realization, there is a breakthrough, and you have the 4-leaf clover. Beautiful. We're just getting all your cards out here. Some of you may travel for work. They're bringing me back to the lyrics of the song Turn the Page, and there's something about traveling or being on the road again. Time, distance could be a factor here, perhaps in matters of the heart. Maybe you're in a long distance relationship, or you meet someone and they're at a distance. We're going to get a timing card here for you, Gemini, as well. Something may have been taking place a little bit later than you thought it would, but I feel like it's coming in this year. Okay, that's what I'm sensing. It's as if you weren't quite sure how a situation was going to turn out, and it's been maybe pushed off. But the second half of 2024, it feels like that's when things really start to pick up for you, is what I'm getting. You have the inner child showing up at the bottom of the deck. I feel for you, this month is time to play, have fun, let your hair down, Gemini. This can be joy and vitality, maybe even getting back to a place of feeling better health-wise. Embracing that inner child. Some of you may even be going on an adventure that includes children, or children enjoy partaking in a certain activity, such as an amusement park or maybe go-karts, mini golf, things like that. I feel like you are being guided to have fun this month. We have the Mentor and the Temple showing up. So let's dive into your reading. Gemini, your first card out is signs and symbols. Spirit communication, you are being shown the signs. And maybe that's why that message of distractions, because sometimes when we are so heavily focused on, everything, we're not quite directing our energy or attention, but there's a lot going on and it can feel quite chaotic. We don't always see the signs. And the signs could show up as an animal flying overhead, reminding you that, you're free, or reminding you that you're not alone in some way, shape, or form. This could be an idea or a class that you've been wanting to take and you keep seeing ads for it, but perhaps you keep clicking off, or you X out before you truly listen to the ad. That could be very helpful on your career path or your journey. Maybe there's a class you've wanted to take. Some of you are seeing numbers. This could be 1111, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm also getting threes for you. I'm just looking down here to see if there's any threes, but I'm getting 333, which is about creativity, harmony, advancement. It can also be a unified energy. And so for some of you, you are being guided to follow your dreams and pay attention to any messages that show up, because if you are too distracted during your daytime, right, or when you are awake, Spirit could be sending you signs and symbols through your dreams that are very significant. So you may want to jot them down. For those of you that don't typically remember your dreams, I feel like Spirit is going to make sure you remember this one, because whatever you are being directed to focus on at this time, it really is the beginning of a major breakthrough, realization. This can be discovery between you and another person, discovering things about yourself. This is also about you jumping timelines towards a new reality and a new chapter of your life. There's victory here, advancement, epiphany, and even a moment of truth. Could be in your career. Okay, some of you are really climbing the ladder. You're very financially abundant, or you are going to see a breakthrough in this area that allows you to change jobs, to grow in your line of work. And we'll talk about career here when we get to the career section. But this can also be about side hustles that turn into a full-time gig, or if you are focusing on your finances in some way, shape, or form, there could even be an advancement, okay? Or you may get a money advance is what I'm hearing, something with getting paid up front. Or you could even be taking a certification or a class, because I'm getting a program. Some of you, you're taking a program that's going to enhance your career. I mean, it could be a massage therapy program. It could be a life coach certification. There's some sort of additional training or education that you may be looking into at this time, and maybe making the leap in a couple of months. But I feel like career is activated here in a big way for you. A lot of reevaluating. Bottom of the deck, you have inner child, family, and memories. Some of you, you're working with children, you're around children. There may be new children entering into your world. Maybe you're becoming a parent yourself or a grandparent. There could be blended families. A lot of you, this has to do with healing the inner child, because we do have memories showing up. Someone's birthday could be in the month of August. I see the birthday balloons. You may have a child that has a birthday. And this is about laughter, enthusiasm, innocence, happiness. It's finding the joy and the magic in life. And with the family card showing up at the bottom, this is about ancestral healing, legacy. Some of you Geminis may receive an inheritance, or you're looking into wills. You may be looking into power of attorney or long-term growth or stability, maybe even setting up a college fund or taking a walk down memory lane. Yeah, some of you are revisiting some family dynamics or inner child wounds of the past. I mean, the majority of August, Gemini, we are in retrograde. So there could be things surfacing, you know, coming up to the surface. That's why these cards are at the bottom. You don't quite see them coming in. But I feel like you've lived a life well lived. Okay, and that's so interesting, because I've been talking about the devil card lately, and I heard the other day that, you know, devil spelled backwards is lived. And it's when we become attached to those indulgences or those earthly pleasures that we all at some point partake in, and it doesn't have to be toxic as the devil can become. It's when we get attached to those pleasures and those indulgences, then they become toxic. And I feel for some of you, you've healed some toxic patterns or thoughts, whatever this is for you. It may have to do with family. And you could even write a book. Some of you may have contemplated writing a memoir. You may share your story in some way, shape, or form. You may add on to your family or find extended family. Maybe you went on one of those websites like Ancestry, DNA, or anything like that. Maybe you find a sibling that you never knew you had, or you find a cousin. And I feel like there are new memories that you are making, and that's part of this next page. Turn the page here, because there's a new chapter of your life, and it has to do with family, soul tribe, maybe even nurturing or embracing your own inner child. Beautiful energy. And also more joy and magic, believing in magic. And I'm hearing that song now, Do You Believe in Magic? So for some of you, you're finally starting to create or see the manifestations of your hard work. You're creating the reality that you have dreamt of for quite some time. There's something new showing up. But I will say for some of you, there is an energy of the past that's coming back in. Because we have the memories card, I'm just now noticing the Six of Cups in reverse. The message here is try to not get lost in the past. If you're going to look back, take what you've learned, right? That's why the windshield is bigger than the rear view mirror, because you're not meant to focus on the rear view mirror. And for some of you, I feel like you're going to look up a lot in your rear view mirror. And I feel that there could be something of the past that does show up. And you actually may have a big breakthrough around whatever it is that may coming back around. There may be a big breakthrough this time. Okay, so we have the Hermit. This is deep soul searching. A lot of you have been on this path of recovery, or, you know, feeling at times like you've wanted to disconnect from society or disconnect from others in some way. Perhaps you've been focused on your finances or your career. Maybe you've been single for a while. We'll get to that in the love section, relationship portion of the reading. But the Hermit is doing a lot of soul searching and maybe even self-isolating at times. That could be changing for you. Some of you could be coming out of a period of feeling like you've been by yourself, or you felt very alone on your ideas or in your career. I also see some of you could even be stepping into entrepreneurship. So depending on where you're at right now, if you've wanted to branch off on your own, now is the time to do so. That's part of the turning the page. But if you have been in a singular energy and you want to join forces with a partnership or a collaboration of some sort, now is also the time. And I feel with this Hermit showing up, you've done a lot of healing, a lot of growth, and you may have even gone through a bit of a dark night of the soul. There may have been a major experience that you had to heal from or recover from with this Hermit energy. This is major introspection and self-knowledge. A lot of you may have even honed up on your meditative practice, may have withdrawn from people, places, or things in order to gain a sense of self-knowledge and introspection that you didn't have prior. Now, we do have the Six of Cups, so I feel for a lot of you, that's what you're turning the page on, is an experience of the past that may have been very difficult emotionally. It may have taught you emotional intelligence, okay? For some of you, it was, yeah, I mean, I'm getting a lot of heart energy with the Queen of Cups. This could even be comparing. Oh, for some of you, you're comparing your life to the past, either a past person or a past job that you had. If you find yourself in comparing mode, I feel like that lowers our energy, or it depletes us. It drains us in some way, shape, or form. If you are going to do any comparing, right, compare yourself to the version of you yesterday and how can you evolve and learn and grow. And I feel like you can do so without self-criticism or judgment. Yeah, I'm getting for some of you as well, there may be a female in your life, Queen of Cups, or this could be you, where you needed to learn how to fill your own cup first. Because maybe you are an overgiver, an over nurturer, okay? Or there's something here about being highly intuitive, but there were distractions. What were the distractions? Your feelings were distracting you. There was an over surplus of undealt with emotions that may have kept you on lockdown in a way. Okay, so what I see happening here is you're ready to turn the page. There is a new chapter of your life, and I see a lot of you, emotional intelligence is showing up here with the Six of Cups. And this is about you cherishing the past memories, but not living in them. There could even be a FOMO, fear of missing out. And I feel like that's why Spirit is saying, don't sit in that energy. Here's your breakthrough. There's intuitive compassion. You are a healer of some sort, or some of you are working with a divine feminine who's a healer. This could be a psychic, a tarot reader, someone in the caring or healing profession. Maybe this is someone of the past, or it could even be a childhood memory of a parent or someone who may not have had the emotional capacity to love you the way that you deserved and needed to be loved, Gemini. Now, knowing that, it is our responsibility to heal ourselves, right? Or to find ways to help move through situations of the past, even if they were unfair or even if we were too young to understand. As an adult, it's our responsibility. And I see you've taken that on. You have decided to heal in the best possible way and to ask for help. And for some of you, that was a big step, asking for the help. Nine of Coins is victory, because some of you felt like pride or ego was wounded. Okay, this can be the wounded inner child. It can be feeling prideful and not asking for help at times. But the Nine of Coins is saying there's a prosperous victory. You didn't give up on yourself. You worked hard to get to where you are at today, Gemini. And I see a lot of you being able to stand on your own 2 feet. Some of you may have even overcome a very codependent dynamic in your life. So some sort of attachment. It could be a relationship where there was codependency, maybe control, toxicity. And I feel for you in career, you have worked hard. There's been maybe there's been education, there's been growth, there's been raises, abundance. If you're a business owner as well, this is victory. I mean, Nine of Coins is really quite a wonderful energy to be in. It's creating a life that you love, creating a life that you're proud of. And it's about wealth and safety, security, basically self-sufficiency. And even though some of you are saying, Mel, I did do it all on my own. I didn't ask for help. I didn't need help. I feel like there's still little bits and pieces of other people. Even if those other people in your life were challenges, they actually helped you get to where you are today. And that's what I mean by this. Yes, you're self-sufficient. You can stand on your own 2 feet, but I feel like there is great recognition in how you got to where you are, but try not to get lost in that energy of the past, because a new day has dawned. You have the Judgment card. You've earned some sort of reward. And in the past, there may have been negative consequences for actions, right? The law of karma, law of cause and effect. This is free will. But when the Judgment shows up, this is letting go of regrets, not judging ourselves or others. It is healing the wounds of the past. It's forgiveness, basically a rite of passage. And for some of you, you dealt with a karmic, okay? There was a karmic situation that may have been very difficult, but this breakthrough is coming up. And because we have retrograde the majority of August, you're truly seeing the lessons or the person or the soul, right, for what it taught you. And I feel like there's a major, major release happening here. And you see, Judgment actually has karma right there on her necklace. Some of you could have KA in your name, KA. I'm also getting R, and then we have MA as well. So I feel for some of you, those Initials could be significant. And as I'm talking about distractions, we have the little fly that lives in the plant here coming out. He's gone now. But I feel like Spirit is saying, don't let the distractions of the past hold you back, because there is a new beginning coming in. It's time to turn the page, a new chapter. Two of Swords says, don't overthink. Two of Swords is crossroads. Two of Swords is a breakthrough. Yes, there's a difficult decision to make here, but you have what it takes. Not only are you emotionally intelligent, you are logically intelligent. You are an air sign. So sometimes being an air sign, I get it, Gemini, I'm a Libra. Sometimes being an air sign, we tend to overthink things. Spirit says, try not to do that. Get honest with yourself. Don't ignore a decision and stay decisive. That is possibly the biggest challenge here for you in the month of August. But I see that you're going to have more clarity. There's going to be light at the end of the tunnel with the breakthrough, but stick to some sort of decision and don't falter back on it is what I'm picking up on here. Because Judgment is saying, second chance, it's here. It's time to take this call, right? It's time to take the call. This is the calling. This is your purpose. It is changing your life for the better. And I see that there is a big life change here for you, but it does require you to let go of what was to make room for something new to enter into your energy field. All right, let's look at career, wealth, abundance, prosperity, and money. You have the spiral as your first card out, Gemini. And for some of you, it may have felt like things were a little bit out of control. I feel like there's a lot of busyness, maybe hectic energy, deadlines. You felt the pressure. And this can also be about an upward trend, right? Because it starts at the very middle, but it's going, it's going outward. So I feel like you are only making progress from here. There's no going back. It's like as soon as you've learn something, you can't unlearn it. And that's very important to remember. Once you know something, you can't unknow it. And I feel like there's education or there's growth or there's a new opportunity. And I feel like this is promoting you to the next level or to the next chapter, right? Some of you may even be revisiting a job with that Six of Cups. Okay, this could be revisiting something of the past that maybe you put on the back burner. And it could come back around again for you. And the way in which you attract this in is a different energy of the past. So remember earlier I said, don't sit in the past for too long. But if this is something that shows up right here, right now, saying a second chance is being offered to you, I feel like you may take this. Okay, this is a breakthrough. Yeah, because revisiting a job here, this could be coming back around to you. Maybe it wasn't the right time in the past, or you felt too distracted, or you didn't see that this became available. It's showing up here for you now. Next, you have the Anchor. This could be travel. The first word that it's standing out is travel. So some of you, yes, there could be stability for now. Maybe this is water related. Some of you, it's relocating or traveling for work. Financially sound, and I'm getting financially sound decisions is what I'm picking up on here. If you felt stuck or if you felt like there was a bit of a money block, that anchor is being lifted, and that's why you have the breakthrough, because what comes next is the Feather card. This is my Aquarian energy, which is also your fellow air sign. This is about abundance, easy money, divine intervention. We also have another travel word here. So definite possibility of hospitality. I was almost going to say humanitarianism. So some of you could be traveling someplace to help, maybe help teach or help build up a place that may have been destruction, maybe due to natural disaster. Maybe you want to bring people together in some way, shape, or form. So yeah, Gemini, some of you may be humanitarians, but I'm also getting hospitality, Airbnb, travel. Maybe you are a pilot or you've been thinking about getting your pilot's license. This is also air related. You could be booking a trip or planning a trip in the month of August, maybe for later in the year if you're not traveling in the month of August. And then lastly here we have the clover. This is taking a risk. This is good fortune, finances, maybe an outdoor job or spending more time outdoors. It can be a surprise. Some of you may even see or find a 4-leaf clover. Now this could show up in the grass. It could be on a billboard. It may even be, on someone's shirt. I'm hearing the luck of the Irish. Okay, maybe someone lives in Ireland or they're visiting Ireland, maybe traveling there or you live there. Yeah, you're finally hitting that lucky break, and this is a breakthrough as well. 4 of you, some of you could be a family of 4 is what I'm picking up on, or there could be 4 people involved in some sort of collaboration or 4 businesses coming together. Take that as it resonates. For those of you that are entrepreneurs, for those of you that are business owners, inspiration strikes. You could be a healer of some sort. You could be someone who has really built a lot of success in your life, or you have the opportunity to grow. So take some ideas through experiences that, yes, you've gone through in the past, but how can you transform and help others because of those experiences? That's what I'm picking up on for you business owners. And there is a judgment call being made in order for you to change or create the life that you love, a life that you're proud of. Don't give up on your dreams, even though at times it feels like you're going in blindly. I feel like you're going to make a choice, and that's going to lead to a lot of growth here in your career. You have the growth card showing up. For those of you that work in the corporate world, you could get a new job offer. I see new job offer coming in. Potentially, this could be a place of employment that you've worked at prior, or perhaps you went back to teaching, or you went back to, an area of interest, or maybe you've thought about it in the past. Maybe it's a childhood dream. I feel like you could be revisiting something for the second time, or there could be something you thought was a no-go. You thought it was done and gone. It may show up again for you. Yeah. And then you're wondering here, should I go forward? Is this in my highest good? I get really good energy from this. As long as you're not going back to a past situation that has caused a lot of, heartache, and there's unprocessed or unresolved emotions around a situation. I feel like if there's fresh people, fresh energy, new collaborations, I feel that could be good for you. But if it's the same people, same dynamic, same energy, you're just going to find yourself in that same spot you were maybe when you left. All right. What else do we have for career? There's a big victory here. I will say that. A big win, prosperous victory. You've worked hard. You've put a lot of time into your career, and I feel like it's going to pay off. That's why you have this earned reward. So prosperous victory and earned reward, and you're going to be put in a better spot. I also see some of you may even take on an individual role within a company, or you branch off and maybe you leave a situation and you go off and do it yourself, because you could make more money doing it yourself is what I'm picking up on here. Let's look at love. Gemini, what do we have for you for love? Oh, okay. That's that past energy. There's been some sort of deception. Someone is wearing a false mask. And Queen of Cups in reverse can be about taking something very personally. It can be overly emotional, right? A lot of emotions going in. I mean, I don't blame you. When there's deception or betrayal, or someone that you thought you could trust hurts you, emotions build. There's a lot of emotion that goes into healing and recovery and forgiveness. And deciding, what do I do? Do I stay? Do I leave? Do I give this person a second chance? Do I not? I see you freeing yourself from that ambiguity. It's time to take back control of your life. And there could be memories of the past between you and another person. but I mean, you could give them a second chance. I see that with the Judgment, but it has to be based on a brand new page. You can't go back and, you know, rewrite the page that has been written. Remember that Metallica song, Turn the Page? You have to start a new chapter, which means letting go of regrets. That may have been a karmic situation between you and another. And if you want to move forward with a person, it has to be a fresh new energy where we can't be bringing the past into it, because that's going to convolute the energy and it's just going to be messy and it's going to take a lot longer to get to where you want to go. And for those of you that are ready to break free, I feel like this is the time to do so. Maybe it was you wearing a false mask, or you may not have been fully honest with yourself. With this Two of Swords, it's like you went in blindly to a situation. I am getting some of you, there may have been, or someone you were dealing with, there may have been a fear of being alone, or perhaps you should have been alone when you were healing a situation here. But it's almost as if there was a numbing agent. Yeah, I'm getting a numbing agent. You may have numbed something because those emotions were big. And even as adults, sometimes we don't always know what to do with all those emotions, right? And I feel like you are coming to this point in your life where there's a breakthrough in matters of the heart. And some of you, you are going to give a relationship a chance. For others of you, you're going to free yourself from it. For those of you that are single, I feel like there could be an opportunity to be single, very happy. This is great because we do see singular energy, and I see that there is going to be an earned reward for you being single, working on yourself, your career, your finances. It may be when you least expect it that someone comes in. And what do we have for timing cards? We have this year showing up, and it says that you've gone through a situation. Maybe you stayed longer than you wanted, or it could have happened later than you thought it would. 4th of July could be significant, or Independence Day for those of you that celebrate Independence Day, because you see the fireworks. That may have been big. Some of you, there may be fireworks showing up, and that could be significant. Remember, that could be a sign or a symbol. It could be fireworks between you and another. I'm also giving, there's something about giving here. I'm also getting, if you are entering into a contract, or if you decide to stay in a union here, or if you're currently in a union, it requires utter and complete honesty. Okay, it requires you to be open, to be vulnerable. It requires forgiveness and intuitive compassion. It requires the heart to be fully open. And I see for some of you, the heart has shut down. Someone is not capable of, at this time, or maybe they finally are, but I feel like there was a situation in the past where someone was not capable of emotionally giving to another partnership. Okay, and that may be why a judgment call is being made here. You may be saying, am I available to give to this person? Are they available to give to me? And there's honesty. There's an honest conversation that needs to be had, and there is a decision that needs to be made. And either way, trust that intuitively you are being guided, you are being led. All right, let's look at, the timing we have this year. So I feel for a lot of you, if this is a job or if this is love, I feel like it's been later than you thought, right? With that Hermit, maybe you've been in that Hermit isolation mode for quite some time. Maybe you've been dealing with a health issue or some career highs and lows in your life. And I feel like this is the year when things really get activated. I mean, fireworks are a big deal. It's a breakthrough. They're loud. They're in your face. They're colorful. They're bright. Sometimes they're a dud, right? Sometimes they don't go off. But I feel like it's almost as if there's a final countdown. You know, the end of a fireworks show, when that's the moment everybody's waiting for. I feel like you're nearing that final countdown, and the fireworks are, you know, booming. Celebration is what I'm getting. Celebration. All right, we have unemployment. Some of you, you have the opportunity a new opportunity coming in. If you've come to this reading unemployed, or if you have struggled financially, and I feel that there's that lucky break with the 4-leaf clover. Okay, there is finally a breakthrough coming in for you. You may be taking a look at your spending, Gemini, taking a look at budgets and accounts. You may even be looking at numbers, finances, taxes, things of that nature. We have growth here and creativity. This is for you creative minds out there. I feel like there's inspiration coming in for you this month, and maybe even a new beginning that you have, or a new idea that you have. Not only are you able to write the next page, right? You're able to turn the page in the story of your life, Gemini. You feel so inspired that you're actually going to complete a whole chapter, and quite quickly. So it's as if it all comes rushing in. It does remind me of that final, 5 minutes of the fireworks show at the end, where it all comes in at once after maybe a slow opening. So highly creative this month, highly intuitive as well. Let's take a look. You have the Mentor and the Temple. The Mentor and the Temple. Let's see what shows up for you first. Some of you are mentors. I just heard you are here to help others in some way, shape, or form. You could be being mentored yourself. Some of you may be taking a class, signing up for a class. All right, we're going to read the Temple because that's the one showing up first here for you. This is the sanctuary, the shrine, the altar. When we think of the temple, we often envision an architectural structure in a far-off land. We are quick to distance ourselves from the sacred, assuming we must expend much effort in order to arrive there. Yet the temple is a universal and omnipresent energy, accessible in the highest and lowest, richest and poorest of places. Visiting the temple might be as simple as stepping into the dappled light of the forest, slowly and sensuously kissing a lover, or closing your eyes to travel inward. This card is a call to re-examine what you pay homage to and what you reject. What do you spend your time worshiping? Your phone? Your money? Material goods? What barriers do you draw between yourself and the sacred? Perhaps there is room on your altar for something new, something surprising. Offer it to the heavens. Beautiful. Yeah, it reminds us to what we focus our energy on and what we pay homage to, like it says. This is reverence for all and treating life as a sanctuary. When it's showing up in the darker side, it can be cults, it can be strict spirituality, right? This is about, let's see, the ancient yogis saw the body itself as thy temple, every function and feature of it as an expression of divinity. Build a shrine with found materials. Don't spend any money, only time. Though indeed the temple travels with you, this card is interwoven with the pilgrim archetype. If you've been longing for a spiritual journey, book your tickets. And I think it was Taurus also. For those of you that have Taurus placements, especially your north or south node, or if you are a Taurus cusper, I feel like that reading was all about spiritual retreat, okay, or maybe buying the tickets. And we did see that show up for you as well. So travel twice. If you've been thinking about visiting a place, I feel like you don't have to pay money to do so. This could be even in your own backyard. If you want to dive deeper into the temple energy, you can read Now is the Time by Hafez, okay? And then lastly here, Gemini, we have the Mentor. What do we have for the Mentor? The Mentor. I'm just going to find it for you one moment. All right, the Mentor is all about the teacher, the sage, the guru. It is said that cosmic knowledge pours down on the world like a great illuminated waterfall. This reminds me of the 8-8 portal. Okay, so some of you, that Lionsgate activation, which we're already in, but it peaks around 8-8, this has to do with you. So really pay attention to what's being said here with the mentor, because I feel like that 8-8 portal is activating this mentorship in your life. This can be an overwhelming force. The true teacher, though, is said to be able to hold this flow of wisdom at bay while the student sips from a focused stream. The mentor archetype has a gift for reading the room, for sensing the exact ingredient that will stimulate growth within the student, whether pleasant or painful. The mentor may appear aloof or available, harsh or tender, humorous or rigid. Their gift is to know what serves the soul. Ultimately, the mentor is in service of the greater cosmic good and aids in the elevation of consciousness. Anytime the mentor forgets this humble link and mistakes themselves for the source of enlightenment, the archetype falls into the shadow. When this is focused energy, this can be clear, bright, remains a student, because we're always a student. Always. We're always learning. We're always growing and evolving. When it's in the dark aspect, it can be self-serving or envious of youth, righteous, rigid. Keep in mind how easy it is to project power onto another. The expression feet of clay and cult of personality exists for a reason. Although it's typically true that parents are our initial teachers, the child will eventually seek a mentor figure outside of the home to assist in their growth. And we talked about that here as well with the soul searching and the Queen of Cups. And remember how I said that there's something of the past you're seeing maybe from a higher perspective, just like the owl. You're now gaining wisdom on, and maybe it was a harsh truth, like it said, pleasant or painful. Maybe this mentor in your life had taught you to come back home to yourself. It may have humbled you. Yeah, Gemini, there may have been a very humbling experience here. And I feel like you are able to maybe help others. So some of you may even be oscillating from the student to the teacher, which we do. We're always, I feel, in that student mindset. But because we have the 6 of Cups and the memories card, I feel like you are growing, you're learning, and you could possibly teach others because you've gone through it. You have some sort of experience here, and you're meant to showcase or help because you are the sage, the guru that's within you, but it's also not a singularized energy like it says here. So with this hermit, this isn't self-serving. This is, focused, clear, it's bright. If you tend to self-isolate, if you tend to feel like you're all alone, that may be the breakthrough that's coming in here. So a mentor could be showing up in your world, Gemini, a very important person on your journey, and this could lead to major breakthroughs, or for some of you, you are the breakthrough or the catalyst for healing in others. So that is what I have for you. I hope this helps. I hope it resonates. If so, please hit that thumbs up button. Feel free to share, like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much, Gemini, for tuning in. Lots of love.